Greetings everyone, this is Vesper, and welcome to 7 reasons why you should try Delubrum Reginae Savage. Now, saying Delubrum Reginae Savage multiple times in the same video is going to get a little bit tongue twisting, so from here on out, let's call it DRS. So the first reason I'm going to start with, and probably the most popular reason people do DRS, is for the Cerberus Mount. Now the Cerberus Mount is pretty cool looking, I think we can all admit that. It's also a very unique mount in the game. There's nothing else really like it. This is not a reskin, this is not a recolor. It's also one of the few 4-seater mounts in the game. The only other ones I can think of are the Sky Slipper mount from completing E4S and the Regalia Type G mount from the Final Fantasy XV collaboration event. There is also the Chocobo Carriage mount, but seeing as it's bought from the cash shop, that doesn't count. According to FFXIV Collect website, only around 6% of players actually have this mount, so there is that element of prestige of having and owning this mount. As a reminder, this cannot be sold or bought on the market board. You can only obtain this mount by actually doing the content. And you get it on your first clear of DRS, which you can redeem via the achievement log. So the second reason you might want to try out DRS is for the Dyable Armour, which is called the Augmented Law Orders sets. Personally, this is some of my favourite armour in the game. Now, as a healer main in Shadowbringers, we've all become very accustomed to the healing robes. So this time around, it was quite nice to get like armour plating looking kind of glamours, which was a really nice surprise, and I hope that we see more armour like this in the game. Now, if you played Final Fantasy XII, you may notice that the team took some creative inspiration from the judge's armour. The normal version of the gear, which is not dyeable, is available from the vendor in Gangos. However, if you want to dye it, the only way to augment the gear is to actually do DRS. You can pick up the platings in DRS by defeating different bosses, and you will need 10 platings to make a full upgrade. When you defeat the Queen, you're always guaranteed one full random upgrade. Again, this is not buyable via the market board. You can only get these upgrades by doing the actual content. The next reason to try DRS is for the Save the Princess minion. So basically, every time you defeat the final boss, the Queen, you will be guaranteed a Save the Princess minion. It's a pretty cute kind of minion. Obviously, if you redeem it once, you can give it to friends, or you can actually sell it on the market board too. According to FFXIV Collect, only around 18% of players have this minion. Now, there will always be people who have absolutely no intention of doing DRS, and these are the people that you'll be selling the minions to most likely. Again, if you're a minion collector, this is a must-have. The fourth reason why you might want to try DRS is for the title. When you complete DRS 5 times, you will receive the Delubrum Delver title. According to FFXIV Collect, around 4% of players have this title. Again, this is a must-have for achievement hunters and title collectors. The fifth reason that I would recommend trying out DRS is that it is very unique content, and you're not really going to see anything else like this in the game. There are some people out there who would argue that BA is very similar to DRS. However, as someone that has done both of these types of content, they are very unique in their own ways. One of the things that I really enjoy about DRS is the use of the lost actions and the boss mechanics. Being able to use the lost actions in DRS is one of the things that actually makes it really interesting. And the boss mechanics that we see are not typically things that we normally see in other types of raid content. The first kind of things that come to mind are the super chest mechanics that the Queen has, and the hot and cold slashes and ladder game in Trinity Avowed. Also, a special mention has to go out to the 1v1 duel with the Stigma Locklord. This is where one person goes solo against this boss. And if they are successful in beating this boss, they will get a massive DPS buff, which they keep for the whole instance even if they die. What also makes DRS very different is the ruin stack system. This is basically like a punishment kind of system, whereby if you fail certain mechanics, you'll get 1 stack. Now, depending where you are in the instance, getting 2 stacks or 3 stacks of ruin will result in a doom, which will leave you incapacitated and you will have to be raised to get back up. And now that I think about it, even dying in DRS is much different than dying in any other part of the game. This is because you cannot be rezzed in the usual ways. The only ways you can be rezzed in DRS is via heal LB3, using the lost action Arise, or using the lost action Sacrifice. Now, Arise and Sacrifice are finite resources, and that means that you can run out of it. Now, if you are dead when the fight ends, healers can use Arise to try and raise you up, or players can use Sacrifice, which guarantees a res on the person that they're trying to raise, but it comes at a chance of the person using it getting doom. Now, if you have particularly bad RNG, you can end up leaving people behind because you've run out of these resources. I personally have seen this happen more than once. First thing that comes to mind is we had a raid leader make a bad call, which resulted in like half the raid wiping. Cue the clip. Oh god, I've never seen this mechanics.
I've never seen that cast before. Get rid of it.
AoE, I guess.
Oi!
Nope,
I think that was a tank
That was a
buster.
time buster.
This
And that's
is
an
the-
AoE. And after that should be another summon.
I've legit never
Fine.
Well, that was
How am
fun.
I supposed to raise this? What the fuck? So with DRS, there is a lot of focus on getting the mechanics right, because getting them wrong means you pay a higher consequence. The sixth reason why you should try DRS, and I think it might be a bit of a controversial one, is because it's fun. Yes, I know I said the word fun. Of course, fun is subjective, but I think there's something for everyone in this content. I personally had a lot of fun using and combining different lost actions. Some of the most fun I had in DRS was using Perma Blood Rage on Warrior. Now, this point also brings me on to the next point, the next reason why I would recommend DRS. And that is because the seventh reason I would recommend anyone to try DRS is for the social and community aspect. Again, I know it's kind of cheesy, but it's true. During my time doing DRS, I've been a part of pretty much all of the DRS discords here on the Light Data Center. And generally, everyone is really supportive. On one Discord in particular, we heard that on the Chaos Data Center, that a group had completed DRS with only DPS players going in. So we asked ourselves, could DRS be done with tanks only? So we started a DRS tank only run. What ensued next was hours of discussion, theory crafting, going into the instance, figuring out how are we going to make the heal check on the Phantom encounter. People were coming up with new cursed rotations to use with Blood Rage and different lost actions. Before Endwalker dropped, we got as far as Trinity Avowed, and I'm hoping at some point in the future we'll be able to get that group going again. But I can honestly say those DRS tank only runs were some of the most fun I've had in this game. Again, I know that DRS is very niche content, but I found that the people who like DRS really like it. And the only way to find that out for yourself is to try. Now, even though I personally have farmed everything I need from this content months and months ago, I still go back in to do the content just because I enjoy it. So there you have 7 reasons why you should try Delubrum Reginae Savage. If you want to try the content, my advice would be just to find a Discord on your data center that does do these runs and just jump right in. I should also mention that if you are interested in trying out DRS, I have made guides for pretty much most of the encounters that you will see in there, so be sure to check them out. For those of you who have already done DRS, let me know in the comments what your experiences were like, or if you can think of any other reasons someone might want to try this content. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know in the comment box below. Don't forget you can always support the channel by liking and subscribing, and I also stream on Twitch, so if that's something you're interested in, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Thanks for watching everyone, and take care.